Right now at 6, a quick but crucial process. La Crosse officials certifying the results of Tuesday's primary for mayor and common council. And Children's Miracle Network hospitals honoring a special group of youngsters.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Emily is off tonight. A Hickston man will spend 8 years in prison for a violent home invasion. A judge sentencing Anthony Sylvester this morning after he pleaded no contest to first-degree reckless injury. Prosecutors say he broke into a home last October, showed a gun, and stabbed someone with a kitchen knife. After the attack, Sylvester was on the run for 2 weeks before police found him in Taylor. He'll then serve 6 years of extended supervision after prison. No one is hurt after a home fire in Viroqua this afternoon. Fire crews were called to the house on West South Street and saw heavy amounts of smoke coming from the roof. The fire department says the fire did a fair amount of damage to the inside of the attic before they were able to put it out.
Did a fair amount of damage on the inside to make access to the attic to confirm that the fire was out. Did put a little water on it, but the structure itself is fairly intact.
The damage does include some destroyed solar panels. The cause remains under investigation. The La Crosse Tribune says a cyber attack is behind some publishing delays. The attack happened earlier this month and is causing some production systems to shut down. Right now, staff are producing a smaller paper and doing a lot of the work by hand. The executive director says they don't know when production will return to normal. Habitat for Humanity met with potential homeowners this morning at the La Crosse Library. News 8 Now's Grace Monk joins us with the details.
Ken, this plot of land behind me might not look like much now, but it will soon be the site of a Habitat for Humanity home. Habitat for Humanity is bringing 5 homes to the Coulee region.
So this year we have 2 homes that we're going to be constructing in the city of La Crosse. And then we also have 3 homes that we're going to be constructing in Hillsboro, Wisconsin.
The properties are part of Habitat's home ownership program, which aims to help people purchase their first home. Habitat considers applicants' financial history, housing barriers, and their willingness to work with the organization. Applicants attended the Homeowner Expo in La Crosse to learn more about the program.
The incomes that we see in our communities just make it really difficult for a large number of families who want the safety and security of home ownership to actually make that leap. The cost of housing has risen rapidly over the last few years, so more and more people are excluded from that kind of American dream of owning their own home.
Habitat plans to build a new home on La Crosse's north side and relocate a pre-existing home to the corner of 10th and Division Street. For more information on how to apply for one of those homes, you can visit Habitat for Humanity's website. In La Crosse, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Grace. Applications are available through the end of March. La Crosse city election officials are finalizing the results of Tuesday's spring primary. The Board of Canvassers is reviewing tapes from all election wards to certify the official voting results. Now, Tuesday's initial results had Shondell Washington-Spivey and Chris Kalo advancing in the race for city mayor, and Gary Podesky and incumbent Mac Keel advancing for Common Council District 7. But those figures are all dependent on the work done today.
We always like to stress when the results are posted on election night, those are unofficial. It isn't until the Board of Canvassers certifies that they do become official.
Usually the only changes between Election Day and canvassing are counting provisional ballots, which belong to eligible voters who didn't provide identification on Election Day. Elson says the city had just 1 provisional ballot.
Well, we got better with the temperatures today. We had a little bit of south wind in the afternoon, but all in all, more sunshine. We're getting back to where we should be. Still below average, but not a bad way to end Friday after a very cold start to the work week. And it's only going to get better if you like the warmer temperatures, too. Outside, we're still in the teens to low 20s to this evening. It's going to be with a little wind chill there because that south wind is blowing, so the wind chill could be down near 0. Otherwise, a little bit of cloud cover increasing towards late, but it should be a pretty pleasant, really evening for the end of February now. Similar for Eau Claire, getting back down to 14 with more cloud cover beginning to increase. That wind chill still in the single digits with that wind out there. The lows this morning, minus that Black River Falls, which is in air, wasn't 22 there. The rest were just below 0. Of course, Sparta was the cold spot, negative 13. Now, it's probably the last time we're going to see these below 0 temperatures because overnight we're going to stay above 0 for once. Waking up, some areas could be waking up above 10 degrees. With the cloud cover, that'll be helping to keep these temperatures up. As we go through tomorrow, more temperatures in the 30s, potentially a lot areas breaking that freezing mark. More clouds in the morning, probably more sun in the afternoon. Then as we go on, we have several systems kind of weak coming through, and that'll be kind of periods of cloud cover we'll see throughout the weekend. But minus that, it's going to be a very warm stretch with 40s, and we'll break that down further along with some rain chances, some light rain chances also break down a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thanks, Greg. A special group of kids receiving recognition in lacrosse this morning. Children's Miracle Network Hospitals introducing its 2025 Heroes at Gunderson Health System. These young ambassadors will help raise money and make special appearances throughout the year. And each hero represents thousands of local children who get their care through CMN programs.
It's an honor to be nominated for a hero. The amount of effort and energy given to help raise the funds and share our story is just incredible.
In addition to today's ceremony, each hero received special gifts to celebrate their selection. Still ahead, the federal workforce shakeup continues. Thousands of government employees fired across multiple agencies, and now some voters voicing their displeasure with representatives.
Brad Schimmel wants to take us back to an abortion ban from 1849, back to a ban with no exceptions, not for rape or even health of the mother. Brad Schimmel, too extreme for women, too extreme for the Supreme Court.
All right, everybody. I know it's easy to forget things, but we don't want you to miss this new deal from US Cellular. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus on us and stay a step ahead with Galaxy AI.
Ooh, I can save enough to buy a gift for my understanding wife.
Sorry, I'm late. Ooh, that's a great deal. I have a facial. This was fun.
Oh, come on. You have flowers?
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus with Galaxy AI on us. US Cellular, built for us.
Big truck.
College, tuition, bills. Someday I'll get that new truck.
This is just where we're at right now. Someday you'll get that big truck.
We've waited 40 years for this Denali, and it's beautiful. Is the big truck next?
Some kids just never grow up.
Brad Schimmel let thousands of rape kits sit untested for years.
While rapists walked free and victims waited for justice.
Take it from a sheriff.
A sheriff.
A cop. Brad Schimmel's too extreme for the Supreme Court.
Emotions are running high through the federal government as thousands of former workers reel from recent job losses and as many more wait to see if they're next on the chopping block. President Donald Trump and Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency continue to upend the federal workforce amid a growing caseload of lawsuits and increasingly louder public backlash. Laura Aguirre reports.
In recent days, thousands more federal workers have been fired from roles at multiple agencies, including the Department of Energy, Veterans Affairs, Homeland Security, and the U.S. Forest Service. Also, the CDC, where officials say the exact number of job cuts is unknown.
Managers found out that team members had been fired because they emailed them and got a bounce back saying the email address no longer exists.
A source tells CNN the IRS is expected to lose around 6,000 employees this week in the thick of tax season. Proposed job cuts that could impact around 50,000 civilian employees at the Defense Department put on hold this morning, pending a more thorough review of what those cuts could mean for U.S. military readiness, say two defense officials familiar with the matter.
I don't support the process Doge and Elon Musk are employing, which is a wrecking ball.
Or perhaps a chainsaw like the one Elon Musk ceremoniously wielded on stage at the Conservative Political Action Conference Thursday night. Constituents of Georgia Republican Congressman Rich McCormick not holding back at a town hall in Roswell last night.
why is this being jammed down the pipe so rushed and sloppily?
So
use a scalpel.
my understanding is when you say you have this many employees that you have to cut, that organization decides who they're going to cut. Now they may
There's rising concern that this is kind of mindless and reckless. There's no pattern to it. There's no rhyme or reason to it, and it's going to hurt average American families, especially in their constituencies.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
The CIA has less DEI. Last week, the agency fired more than a dozen officers who worked on diversity matters. According to a court filing, the U.S. government says additional layoffs are possible in the near future. Some of the workers who were let go are fighting back in court, saying their dismissals are a violation of federal workplace laws. A hearing on that matter is scheduled for next week. So far, there's been no comment from the CIA. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled a group of Holocaust victims cannot sue Hungary in American courts to recover property stolen during World War II. After over a dozen Holocaust survivors and families have fought Hungary and its railway for 15 years over a lawsuit in U.S. court. They claim artwork, jewelry, and possessions seized from Hungarian Jews were sold, and proceeds ended up in the U.S. The Supreme Court ruled they can't sue Hungary in U.S. courts because their funds were commingled with other funds. The Associated Press is suing 3 Trump administration officials over a ban that prevents its reporters from attending certain events, including those at the Oval Office and Air Force One. The AP argues the ban violates the First and Fifth Amendments. The lawsuit filed today seeks a court order to declare the ban unconstitutional. The dispute began when the White House criticized the AP for not using the president's preferred name for the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America. The AP is suing to protect its editorial independence and prevent similar actions against other outlets. Still ahead tonight, a recall for hundreds of thousands of cars. What owners need to know in just a few minutes.
And yeah, we got a mild stretch of weather next week, but we also got a few chances to see some rainfall. We'll break down those chances and show you how warm these actual temperatures might get. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Purple days have come to Home Sleep Express. Right now, get up to $900 off Purple adjustable mattress sets and pay no interest for 5 years. Plus, get free white glove delivery. Stop the aches and pains on a Purple mattress from Home Sleep Express.
T-Mobile is very reliable.
It's always nice to know that T-Mobile has us covered.
I love the fact that my family and I, we can stay connected just about anywhere we want to go.
My network is my lifeline.
T-Mobile keeps you connected on America's largest and fastest 5G network. And right now, get 4 free smartphones and 4 lines for $25 per line when you switch. It's better over here.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
Get $3,000 total cash allowance on this 2025 Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners can get $5,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
The biggest thing I want to get across to people, whether it's via email or voicemail or text, is we are a local Wisconsin family-owned turnkey solar company.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy. How can you lose?
Right now at Homeworld Rugs, buy one rug at sale price and get another one free. Mix and match from 30 different patterns, sizes, and shapes. And with rug experts in every showroom, you'll find your perfect rug match. BOGO Rugs, going on now at Homeworld Rugs.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Tesla is recalling more than 376,000 vehicles in the U.S. There's an issue with the power steering assist. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the problem can happen when the power steering loses power when the vehicle stops and then tries to move again. The recall covers certain 2023 Model Y and Model 3 vehicles. Meantime, Ford is also recalling over 200,000 Explorers and Lincoln Aviators over improperly secured seatbelt anchors. Those affected are model years 2020 and 2021. Those companies will be notifying owners next month. We should be in store for a warm, mild weekend. Let's get all the details from Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart.
Yeah, we're getting back into the warm season, and now we're approaching March, which means spring flooding comes into a picture too, and that might come more of a picture as we warm up to the 40s, maybe even 50s. Now, the National Weather Service did come out with their forecast, the probability of what we expect this season, and right now you would say probably it's low based on how much lack of snow we've had, and that is very true. So right now, yeah, the snowfall has been low. The other thing is the fall precipitation. We had a dry fall too, which if we had a wet fall, that makes that soil really saturated going into spring and does help with the flooding potential. That was low too. The only concern with all this is the one thing is that frost depth, and that's because we had a lack of snow cover and cold temperatures in January and now even in February allowed that frost depth some places to get down to 30 inches or even deeper. So that's fairly deep. That means if water comes on that, it's not going to soak in until that actually reduces a little bit. So that's the only thing we'll have to keep an eye on. This will be updated as we go on, but right now the probability would be low, but it also now it's really going to be probably dependent on how much precipitation we get throughout the month of March. Now, next week's precipitation, we got a little opportunity for it, maybe a 10th outside area for maybe a quarter or more. There's a couple weak systems coming through. Not significant amounts of precipitation, and this would be more in the form of rain, not snow, based on how warm we're going to be. So that's what we're kind of looking for spring, and we'll update as we get closer. But for this weekend, more clouds and probably sun all the way through Monday. It won't be entirely overcast, but we'll see sun, then clouds, and then sun kind of back and forth. Above average temperatures through next week. That means 40s near 50. Our average is in the 30s, approaching 40 by the time we get to end of next week. That shower chance I mentioned, we have some Monday evening, and then a more likely case is seeing some light rain maybe Wednesday. Both ones look fairly weak systems, though. Here's your temperatures tomorrow. We should finally break the freezing mark for most areas. More clouds in the morning, probably more sun in the afternoon. All in all, not a bad Saturday going into the end of February night now. Going into Sunday now. Look at these lows. We're in the teens, mild area, even to 22. So that means that's going to be a nice start to Sunday. Gets even better as we go throughout the day. We're looking at potentially 40s for a lot of areas. Cloud cover won't be entirely sunny, but not overcast either. We'll see that also. Then going into Monday, it even gets better because we're going to go into Monday probably around freezing for your overnight lows. So you're going to see temperatures mid-upper 40s, maybe even 50. Once again, cloud cover, and there's a weak little shower chance coming in. There's two opportunities, too, to keep note of. One is Sunday night for northern areas. You'll see this little bit of a system coming right there. Could provide a little bit of a shower, maybe even a snow shower depending on temperatures. That's fairly weak. The one I'm talking about for Monday kind of dives just to the southeast right there. So some areas as this comes through, maybe during the evening commute or there afterwards, could see a little bit of a light rain with that too. And right now it does look just light rain based on our temperatures should be fairly warm. Then the next opportunity then comes with the Wednesday one. That's the one I think you'll see more widespread rainfall, maybe a little mix of snow going into Wednesday night. Then we cool back down. But when we cool back down to Friday, that 40, that's only about a degree above where we should be at this point going into March as our averages keep climbing. So if you like mild conditions, you're going to enjoy it. The snow won't be gone. It'll take a little bit of time to melt, so you can enjoy it this weekend too. So you get snowboarding. There's still some snowmobile trails probably still open too, so enjoy it because it might be the last weekend for some of that to stick around here.
Yeah, most likely. Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, Brewers are back. Notes from Pat Murphy's lineup for Milwaukee's first spring training game. Plus, the Bucks picked up a good win last night over the Clippers. Hear from one of their stars on the loss, though, of Bobby Portis. Jacob is next.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
We've done many, many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get over $2,700 purchase cash on 2025 Sierra 1500 models.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Bad feet? Bad back? Get Good Feet with a personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store. Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good feet, good hugs. Good feet, good days. Good feet, good life. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
A child sex predator facing 100 years in prison after sexually assaulting 2 girls at the local pool. Just 6 and 7 years old, Susan Crawford, the radical liberal judge who let the predator out in just 4 years. For Susan Crawford, it's a pattern, putting pedophiles back on the street, free to prowl our pools and prey on our kids. Criminals are praying Susan Crawford gets elected because she fights for them, not us.
Here at Maxwell White, we know how valuable your time is. From issues with your hot water to slower clogged drains, our team is always on time with friendly service and solutions you can trust. Don't wait. Contact Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, as girls basketball teams begin their postseason journey next week, the boys still have a little bit of time before playoffs, but it's going to feel like it tonight in Galesville. The Red Hawks are hosting West Salem, looking to keep the Coulee Conference race open. The home side knocked off ranked Cochrane Fountain City earlier this week, and they've won 9 of their last 10 games. Meanwhile, West Salem has yet to lose to a league foe this season, and the Panthers took down GET by 5 back in early January. Highlights from this one later tonight during the Friday night frenzy. Well, the Bucks got off to a good start post All-Star break last night as they knocked off the Clippers 116-110. Milwaukee outscoring LA by 15 in the final quarter to improve their record to 30-24 on the season. In Giannis's first game back from injury, he led the team with 23 points, but 5 other Bucks were in double digits, which will be important after the news about Bobby Portis' suspension. Here's Damian Lillard after the game on losing Portis.
Something different that Bobby brings to the game for our team, and it's really important. So, you know, when you hear news like that, obviously it's a hit to our team, but we're all professionals, and we know that we got to hold it down for him and, you know, make sure that we stay on track for when he does come back.
Milwaukee is back in action tonight against Chris Middleton and the Washington Wizards. It's the first game for Middleton with his new team. Highlights from this one at 10. And how about the Brewers baseball being back tomorrow? The Crew will take on the Reds at 2:10 from American Family Fields of Phoenix. Pat Murphy releasing the lineup for tomorrow. Some highlights include Carlos Rodriguez starting on the mound. No Christian Yelich still as he continues to recover from injury. Caleb Durbin over at third base getting the start tomorrow. Elsewhere on the lineup card, pretty standard, including William Contreras at DH, Jackson Churio out in left field, Bryce Terang at second base, and Sal Frelick in right. And now it is time to announce this week's winner of the News 8 Play of the Week. And with almost 70% of the vote, it is Independence Gilmanton's Rylan Shahan. For this right here, 3 made plus the foul last week against Cochrane Fountain City. The Indies picked up the victory and are 19-3 on the season and have won 14 of their last 15, and they are a 1 seed in the upcoming Division 5 tournament. So looking forward to more good plays like that tonight in the Frenzy, Ken.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking forward to that, but also Brewers baseball tomorrow. I know you're looking forward.
I'm so jazzed. Interesting with Durbin at third because he was billed as a second baseman. He's very short. I think he's only like 5'8".
Yeah, 5'6",
very
5'8",
stocky
like
infielder.
that, yeah.
So it was kind of just, where does Bryce Terang go?
Yeah.
because you figured Joey Ortiz might be in the shortstop conversation.
You never know. I mean, you got Sal Frelick. We've heard whispers about being at third base, but he's still in the outfield for now at least. So
heck of a glove out there. You can't put him away.
That's what I was thinking as well. So everyone's not going to take too much out of this, but as media people, we can digest this and engulf ourselves in the spring training while it is
fascinating.
Looking forward to all the Brewers baseball, but also still March Madness coming up too. So
absolutely. It's a wonderful time of year, right?
It's great.
All right. Thanks, Jacob. We'll have one more check of your forecast right after this.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Get breaking news or other quick links. Follow us on X at News8 News.
That was funny. Yeah. That's a sick bike.
Boys.
Miss Sanderson?
See you Monday.
No way.
Save on Stressless by the truckload at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Every season, Stressless updates styles and leathers, but first, we need to make room. At Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, we took advantage of big discounts on discontinued styles, leathers, and overstocks. Now we're passing a truckload of savings on to you. You'll find sofas, love seats, chairs, and ottomans, even power recliners, all at amazingly low prices. Don't delay. Quantities are extremely limited. Take advantage of truckload savings on Stressless, only at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
A 7-year-old girl attends a birthday party at a local swimming pool. She's sexually assaulted by a repeat child molester. The monster faces 100 years in prison, but Judge Susan Crawford let him off with just 4. That was Crawford's choice. Now he's back on the street, walking distance from a school. And Judge Crawford, she wants a promotion. Susan Crawford, dangerous decisions, wrong for Wisconsin.
All right, tonight, for once, we will be above zero going into Saturday morning, which is kind of a nice change. Still a little bit below average, should be in the teens. Plenty of cloud cover out there going into the freezing mark Saturday and in the 40s pretty much for the rest of the forecast. Maybe a 50 out there, too.
A little bit of a chance there.
Yes, a little bit of a chance.
Thanks, Greg. And thank you all for joining us at 6. We'll see you at 10 for the Friday Night Frenzy.